Hi everybody, it's Holly here, and I am here with my sweet little Kayleigh, and we are going to dress her up in this little outfit from Will Beth, which is exactly like I put on her brother Kelly the other day. It's this little white knitted top and very long pants. It has got this detachable white bib trimmed in pink with a pink stork on. It says, "Welcome, baby," and it's just like her brother's, only it's the pink version and not the blue. And it's got a little pair of socks with it with the pink ribbon tie and the little hat with the pink pom-pom. So we're going to be dressing her in that today so she can be twinning with her brother Kelly. So this is Kayleigh Diane. And she's got her little wubba nub, her pink teddy bear wubba nub from Theme Thursday. So we got that from her. Hi, sweetheart. Now, this sweet little thing is the Olivia sculpt. She is the Olivia sculpt by Laura Tuzio Ross. And Kelly is the Chanel sculpt by Joanna Kazmierzak. And they're not, I mean, they're different sculpts, and but they're my twins, and they're twins because, you know, all twins are fraternal. You can't have identical boy and girl twins. They can look very similar, but they're never identical. So they are my twins. They are very similar looking, and they're very similar size. I think Kayleigh is perhaps a little bit bigger. So we're going to get her turned over here, and look at her messy hair. Messy hair. And while I change her, I'm going to do a request from a subscriber, a dear friend, whose channel name is G-Mom, and she had asked me, and apparently she asked Suzanne as well, how we became friends, how we met and how we became friends. And so Suzanne has put up her video answering that, and now I'm doing mine. So it's a little late in the day. It's 3:15. But it's nice outside. It's very warm. The sun is shining. Well, it's partly cloudy. It goes in and out. But yeah, it's very nice, very warm. Yesterday I had to go meet my husband up at the car dealership to drop his truck off for a recall on it. It had what they call a death wobble in it. And what happens is, if he goes over a bump or a pothole or anything like that at high speeds, the whole wheel will start to wobble like this, and you can't control it. And that happened to him once, and it was very scary. And it is a recall on it. And so he had to get that done. So he took my car today to work, and they just delivered his truck just a little while ago to me. So we got that all taken care of. So what we're going to talk about, how Suzanne and I met. Well, I have been a collector of dolls really kind of all my life. I mean, I've loved dolls all my life. Of course, I had dolls growing up. And then I became a collector of them as an adult, after my children were up in age. And but I didn't know anything really about reborns until around 2015, I guess it was. And then I started getting it, and actually I didn't even know about reborns. It was the silicones I started in, because I had been collecting Ashton Drake dolls, and they had some really, you know, nice soft vinyl dolls. And Emily, I have Emily awake and Emily asleep. And they had been used in a play I was in, a musical. I was in a musical called Both, and it was the nativity story using Beatles music. I know that sounds really funny, but and you'd think, you know, how in the world, but it worked. And it was actually very beautiful. And my Emily's were used as baby John the Baptist and baby Jesus. And in that musical, it was a very big production, they had ordered a silicone belly for Mary, and it was very lifelike. You know how on TV and stuff they have pregnant women who they wear these little attachments right here, you know, and they just happen to be silicone, and it gives them a very lifelike feel. Well, from there, I thought, you know, I wondered, I started looking at the silicone stuff, and I came across silicone dolls. And that's what got me interested in it. And then I came across reborn dolls. And I had started watching these different channels. Here you go, sweetheart. Can you put your little arms up for Mama? Can you put your arms up? Go stretch. Stretch. That's a good girl. So, yeah, I started watching these different channels, and the first one I started watching was Laura from Little X Loves. And I was just intrigued. And not only did she have these reborn dolls, but she did some very, very elaborate role plays. And I was just fascinated. I mean, I had never seen anything like that before. And so I started watching her. And from her, I started watching Nana from Jeffrey 63031. And, you know, when you start watching these certain videos, then you start getting suggestions for videos. And then Suzanne's channel came up, Suzanne's Babies. Well, I watched for a long time before, you know, I ever commented or anything, because I was shy, and I was new to YouTube, and I just didn't know about commenting, stuff like that. I never actually did comment on Laura's. She eventually wound up passing away. Bless her. God bless her. And I regretted not ever having a chance to comment and get to know her. I mean, I felt like I knew her from her videos, but never actually had a chance to comment on her. And I did start commenting on Nana's channel and asking her about silicone dolls and stuff, because she had quite a few. And she was so kind to me that it encouraged me. I started, you know, commenting on other videos. And then when I came across Suzanne's channel, Suzanne was just, you know, she talks to you like you're sitting there in the room with her having tea. And it just grabbed me. It did. I mean, it's like, I felt like she was sitting there and we were just talking to one another, like I was the only one there in the room with her. And I started commenting on her. And of course, I just absolutely fell in love with her little Joseph. Well, in the meantime, I had ordered my first silicone baby, which was Layla. And I got her from Ann Day. And while I was, you know, waiting on her, because she had to be made and stuff, and of course I was buying her on time, so I had to have her paid off and all that. And there were other people ahead of me, so it was going to take a while. There you go, you darling. There you go. So I was anxiously awaiting the arrival of Layla, and then I was watching Suzanne, and I just absolutely fell head over heels in love with Joseph. And so I have been commenting on her channel and just enjoying her and everything. And so I really was drawn to Joseph and the Saskia sculpt. So I really wanted to have one. And I just love Joseph so much that I wanted one that was similar to him. And so, yeah, you know, I think it's very flattering that people love your baby so much that they would want to get one as well. But then again, sometimes it can seem like, oh, well, they're trying to copy me. So I didn't want Suzanne to feel like I was just copying her. So I contacted her to see, you know, tell her how much I love Joseph. Of course, I've been commenting. So we kind of knew each other back and forth from that. And I just told her how much I love Joseph, and would she mind if I had one made like him. I did make a couple of little differences, and I had reasonings for those. But yeah, I just wanted to have a baby like that, but I didn't want her to think I was copying her, which, you know, of course you never want to copy someone, but when you see something you really admire and you think, oh, wow, I'd just love to have that. Now, we see, you know, each other's dolls, and, you know, like you might see the Olivia sculpt and think, oh, she's so sweet and I'd like to have one. And you could go and find one and get one, but it may be a totally different looking doll. You know, like Suzanne and I also have the, we both have the Yale sculpts. But our Yales are totally different from each other. I mean, it's the same sculpt, but hers has a little bit of curly red hair. Mine's straight blonde hair. You know, she may have a different color eyes. You know, so, you know, it's okay if you see somebody's sculpt and you want a similar to sculpt, but you may not be exactly the same. Well, Joseph and Kai are really pretty much the same. So that's why I wanted to make sure it was okay with her and let her know that's, you know, I loved him that much that I would like to have one. And she told me who made him. So I got in contact with her and asked her if she would make one for me, and I told her I had talked to Suzanne and she was fine with it. And so Alexandra was fine with it as well. And that's the story of how we got Joseph and Kai from the same artist. And I was just, I mean, he is one of my forever babies. Well, so far they're all forever babies. But yeah, if I ever start getting rid of babies, Kai will not be one of the ones that goes, because he is just, there's something very special about him. But anyway, so Suzanne and I sort of had that connection with Kai and Joseph, and both coming from Alexandra, and then the babies started phoning each other, and Suzanne and I started talking with one another and emailing one another. And, you know, we have a lot of friends on YouTube. I do have a lot of friends. I love and cherish, you know, each and every one of you. But, you know, with your friends in your own life, there's just some people that you are just particularly drawn to, that you particularly click with. And I feel like that was kind of the way it was with Suzanne and I. We just kind of clicked. And, of course, we started talking and sharing with one another. And we found similarities in some of our backgrounds. And, you know, there's a lot that we have in common and are similar that draw us to each other. And there's just enough differences to keep it exciting, you know, so that we can, you know, we share back and forth. And before you know it, we're talking and we're sharing with one another. And, you know, Suzanne and I have laughed a lot together. We've cried together, and we've just got a bond. And when you know, bond with somebody like that, and you build a trust with somebody, and that's a big thing with friendships. You know, we trust each other, and you know, it's really kind of like an unconditional kind of love a friendship is. And it's like with me and Susan, you know, we've been friends for 24 years, and, you know, we get along so great because we trust each other. And I can tell things to her and she can tell things to me, and we know they're not going anywhere else, unless we say it's okay, but for the most part, what says between us stays between us. And, when you're sharing the deepest parts of yourself with someone, you really have to trust them in order to do that. And we send happy mail back and forth. That happy mail is gravy. It's sort of a side effect of a friendship. It's not what your friendship is based on. We don't base it on exchange of gifts, but we do that because we love one another, And I have a lot of friends in the YouTube community. And, some of them are just, closer to than others. And it's just because you have a bond that you form with them. And, yeah, so that's how that's how Suzanne and I got started. And, yeah, it's not something that happens overnight. It's something that you build up over time. And I love Suzanne. I trust Suzanne. And I feel that she does the same with me. And so it's a very special kind of friendship. We've never actually met in person. Something we've talked about quite frequently, and thought about making it happen in the last couple of years, but then COVID kind of put the kibosh on that. But I've been to England before, and I may go again. And when I do, I hope to see Suzanne, and I'd like to see Jean and Debbie and Kimmy and Sue and oh gosh, Cara. And I don't know. I know so many of you over there now. Those are just some names that came to my mind. And yeah, so who knows? Maybe someday, if good Lord's willing, we'll be able to do that. So there we have it. Let me see if I can get these two side by side so you can see them. We'll get these out of the way. I hope that answers your question, Gwen. And, I'm so grateful and thankful to you too, because I have made friends all over the world and without ever leaving my house. So it's amazing that can happen, and I'm grateful for you too for that. So come here, sweet baby girl. Here we go. Here we go. I don't know if I can't get y'all like exactly side by side. There's not enough room on there, but I'll pick y'all up so you can see them. So there's Kelly in his little blue outfit with his welcome baby, then his blue stork and his little blue bear. And then right next to him is his twin sister Kayleigh in her pink with her little pink bear. So there we go. The Olivia sculpt and the Chanel sculpt. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening and your day. Stay warm if it's cold where you are, and stay cool if it's warm where you are. Love you all. I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.